Hi there, readers and writers. My name is Miss Hodson, and I'm your virtual teacher. Welcome back to this last day in week 9. We are looking at lesson 43 today, where our guiding questions continue to be, how is the adolescent brain changing? Like as a 7th grader, as a teenager, how is my brain changing? And how can I make an informed decision about an issue like screen time and then effectively argue my position and have evidence to back me up? So that's what we're looking at today. So go ahead and pause the video if you need to gather your lesson 43 materials. You'll need the note catcher. Today it's a writing activity and a pencil. And you'll need the article to reference. And if you have your digital learning packet, not just for lesson 43, but the thinking that you did in lesson 39 and 40 and 41, that'll be helpful too. So pause the video if you need to and come on back and we'll get started. All right, our learning targets today are, I can write an argument to support claims with clear reasons and relevant evidence. So this is like writing a statement of an opinion. I can argue an idea with claims and reasons and evidence, okay? And the second learning target is, I can produce clear and coherent writing that is appropriate to task and purpose and audience. That means my writing makes sense and it's appropriate, okay? Use all of your best language and advocacy and develop that opinion. So that's where we're going to go with our reading today around the article, kind of refreshing ourselves with a final reading. And I'd like you to be thinking about, do you notice what you're about your own awareness and use of social media this week? Did you notice anything about that? Were you paying more attention to, ooh, I am on the phone, or I am on the computer, or I am on my video game digitally a lot? Or maybe, no, I'm good. So you just have to, were you more aware? And how will you remain aware of the time you spend on social media apps and how it affects your connection to people? So is it promoting better relationships, or is it stifling or stopping some other relationships? So you could have a conversation with someone in your family or around you in your learning environment and really just talk about, how do you use social media to connect with friends, maybe around schoolwork or community actions and things that are happening maybe in the neighborhood or at church. A lot of people have community action there. And can you imagine using social media to be an active member of your community? Maybe even a leader, a youth leader, advocating for better outcomes for marginalized populations, or older people or younger people or people who just aren't being treated well. Can you imagine thinking about what you can do as an active member of that kind of group? So I'd like you to have that conversation and then come back here, and we're going to do our writing and reading follow-up today. Okay? I'll see you in a minute. All right. I hope that you're really connecting with the people in your environment about these ideas and how you can become more involved in being an upstanding person, not a bystanding person, to use your voice and efforts to advocate for positive outcomes for others, and the risks that we take to try and promote a better world. So while you're reading the article for the last time, I'd like you to focus your energy on writing a statement that demonstrates your belief about how social media affects the lives of teenagers. So you're going to make a claim. I believe that social media apps or time on social media affects the lives of teenagers this way. And you're going to not just do that, you're going to cite at least 2 pieces of evidence from the article. You know, a researcher wrote in this particular thing, and you can say on page 2 of the article, the author clearly states, right? So you're using evidence, probably mingled in with your own opinion, because you're writing a statement that demonstrates your belief about this. So get your thoughts together, scan through the article, maybe the work you've done already this week, and get something down on paper. If you need more than the lines I provided for you here, you can use the back of the paper, or a scrap piece of paper is fine. And make sure you're citing evidence and advocating for what you believe after, a week of thinking on it. Okay, so pause the video here for about 10 or 15 minutes, get that written in, and then we'll come back and finish out the lesson in the week. All right, so the whole focus of today's lesson was to write an argument to support claims with clear reasons and relevant evidence. So if you wrote your activity today from the lens of this is good for young people, you would want to find evidence that was about, it helps people stay connected and be activists in the community. And if you were writing against it as an idea, an argument that supports the claim that this is not healthy for our young people, then you would want to pick out the evidence that would make coherent sense in citing the psychological issues about the bullying, or the idea of depression and anxiety, sleep deprivation, and how upset I know my students get sometimes if I take their phone away, my own children. Oh my goodness, the whole world's going to crumble. And you got to watch what you pick up, because they'll push you on it. And so why would we, as teachers, as leaders, as mothers in my case, why would I take that? It's about control. We got to be really aware of things. So, we just have to be nice and understanding and not have that kind of complication in our lives. But they wrote about it. So you want to make sure that you're taking a stand, citing evidence, and advocating for your belief based on what you read this week and your own experience. But the evidence is important, okay? So thank you so much for your time this week. I hope you're digging into something that you're enjoying reading, and that your fluency practice is just really showing off that after all the work that you've been doing, that this article that's been called Parents May Fret, but even experts say social media has its benefits. And I know that that can be so true for you as well. So thanks for being here. Next week is kind of exciting for us because it'll be a culminating activity where we're going to create a public service announcement and really move all of the learning that you've been doing, all 9 articles, all 9 weeks of work around the adolescent brain. It's all going to get pushed forward next week in week 10 as we finish up our digital learning series. So I'm super excited. I'll see you again very soon. And between now and then, I just hope you make it a great day.